enterprise customers, business customers have unique and different needs than we find in our consumer business. Now, I manage both the commercial and the consumer over the last few years, and I can tell you that it, without a doubt, is a different focus. And so, what we like to say is, when we look at the designs of our desktop products and all those words that you've heard about what makes an elite product, this durability, this timelessness, etc. Design is the way that we make that visible and tangible to our customers. Okay, so when you see these products, when you interact with those products, you're not going to have the ad in front of you. You're not going to be watching our TV commercial that's telling you want to get that feeling. So those same attributes that Stacy has mentioned about the durability of the products, you'll see that here as well. And I'll just point out a few of the features. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about all-in-ones and a little bit about the desktops and the powers we have here as well. Obviously, it's easy to start gravitating to the all-in-ones because this is a new and growing category for us, and we've had a lot of exciting announcements with the products you see here in the middle. And we'll talk a little bit about those. But I think it's remiss to start counting the desktop out. I mean, how many years have we heard the desktop is dead? The desktop's not dead. This is still a huge portion of our business. We still have a huge amount of investment in this, and throughout the day you'll see our testing, you'll see the effort that we put into the design of these products. But there's some very subtle things. Design is not one of those things of where we have a product and then suddenly we just decide as artists, which we're often seen as, that we're just going to add some styling to that. Oh, that looks good. These products actually embody from the inside to the outside, to use the design cliche that's so popular, form follows function, right? So a lot of what you see here is the embodiment of those ideas in design. So let me just pick out a few attributes, for instance. All of these products have toolless access. So for service and upgradability, very easy to go in and change out components so you have very little downtime. You have very little support cost associated with maintaining these products. You can maintain spares, etc. Another thing you see is something as simple as in the design aesthetic. You'll notice the design language here where you see a vertical pattern or horizontal in some cases, but this pattern covers almost the entire front surface. There's something very subtle there that you don't see vents on the sides of these products or on the other side. And the reason for that is because we have a front to back airflow pattern, and we opened up as much volume as possible front to back so that over time we could upgrade processors, we could upgrade graphics, we could keep these products as current in technology as possible, the quickest time to market, but not have to go in and constantly redesign the front bezels. Because one of the things that is the hallmark of our enterprise customers is their desire for stability and consistency, okay? Because this is not like a consumer purchase where you may want to go out one time or two times, over a period of years to buy a product. These are folks that are making a long-term investment with HP, and they're buying our products over long periods of time. So as Stacy mentioned, the life cycle of these products could be 5, 6, 7, 8 years. If the technology, it's kind of a food chain, as you know, that flows down. And so we designed this vent pattern so that we can actually go into the chassis and open up areas to increase airflow, increase reliability. We do airflow testing inside the box to get the air flowing across the components. We can do that on the interior of the box, and it just flows through this ventilation pattern, and we don't have to disrupt the design language, the design cycle, so that as folks buy these over a period of years, they still have a consistent environment. Because the other thing that you'll find is that in hospitality, for instance, in areas, think of a bank, our products actually contribute to the image of their environment. And we hear very often the color patterns, the appropriateness, the business look. That's the reason this is sort of an international aesthetic, and we're not really following all those trends of, oh, well, this year, this color is in or that color is in. These are very stable, very consistent to address that. The other thing that you'll find is a great amount of flexibility. By designing these products with that airflow in mind, and not being able to block the vent, so you can put it against the wall. You can have it in very harsh environments. The other thing that you can do is you can stand the product. This is a small form factor product. Is designed so that it works both vertically as well as horizontally. And then when we even get down to our very small ultra slim desktop products, not only is it small in size, so it can go in many locations. We did some unique things, like you'll notice the 4-hole pattern. That's actually the 4-hole pattern that is a standard on the back of displays called Visa. And we have a quick release mechanism that we can mount to this that will allow you to mount this under a desktop, mount it on the wall, mount it in a kiosk. We even have adapters that allow us to mount it to the back of our displays. So you'll see some of our signage displays, you'll see some of our desktop products where we can actually mount this product to the back, secure it, so that it's hidden out of the way and cabled directly. So we almost called it, we pioneered this as an all-in-two. So it really becomes like an all-in-one product, but it allows the flexibility of being able to separate the product, be able to pick the size of display you want, and offer you that flexibility. So this is all about reliability and flexibility. You'll find all the security features, ways to lock this on the back. Even though it's toolless, you can lock it down, so none of that is accessible. We can lock out USB ports if necessary via software. And that's the other thing that you'll see too. Very straightforward design. We're not trying to hide drives behind doors. We're not looking for that very sleek, clean consumer electronic appearance, because this is a work tool. And folks are accessing this very often. And we want that reliability. We don't want doors in the way. We don't want things that you have to worry about orientation, how you open it and how you flip it out. And so it's just a very robust, straightforward, professional design language. And then as we move over to the all-in-one products, we have a variety of products here. We have both non-touch and touch products. And you'll notice we have several different form factors, and I'll kind of set these out so that we can see them individually. But I think the key point here is, as we've seen the uptake in the commercial environment of the all-in-one form factor, folks are starting to realize the value in the smaller footprint, also in the lack of cables, the lack of complexity there. So with most of these products, one power cable in a wireless environment, and you're up and running. In a wired environment, very easy access to cables, to plugs to be able to use Ethernet to plug directly in. And then we've got a variety of form factors here. The first one that I'll point out is this 8200 Elite product that we announced recently, the industry's first vPro all-in-one. And you'll notice this is a more traditional form factor, very similar to a display, so very common, very, I guess, familiar to the customer. Allows not only forward tilt for ergonomic advantage, but backward tilt as well. And then this product also embodies some of that serviceability that I was talking about. And I'll do a little impromptu. I think I can pull this off. We'll see. Just from an accessibility standpoint, you guys probably don't have to do this again, right?